so I wanted to come on and share again. Yeah, and this one's all about, this is like a big one for me because I have spent a lot of time not feeling good in my life. That the realization that feeling good is a choice can kind of touch some places maybe where we're holding on to suffering or victimization or feeling bad, because we tend to, I know for myself, I have created attachment or addiction to stress, to striving, to feeling bad in my body, feeling a victim to feeling bad in my body. And I connected to all these people through feeling bad, and that's what we bonded over, feeling bad together. And that was my whole past life of connection and communion to humanity, and it was just a reflection of my own internal suffering, my own internal state, my own addiction to suffering, to separation, to feeling bad. And through the help of meditation and psychedelics, I see now that feeling good is a choice. That in every moment we are choosing the vibration we are feeling, because the thoughts we think create the feeling in our body, the feeling good or feeling badness in our body, and that feeling creates our vibration, and our vibration then creates our reality, or reflects back through this reality our vibration, which it all stems from our thoughts. And we have the power to change our mind. We have the power to rewrite our thoughts. We have the power in every moment to stop thinking the thoughts that are making us feel the way we're feeling. And this is a big thing for me. Like, I'm currently moving through this. Like, there's no tomorrow. Which is why I can offer this clarity in this moment from this deep knowing. And more, I'm just not taking myself seriously when I'm in these states, and I'm now becoming the observer, and I'm still observing the thoughts and the bad feeling in my body, but now I'm not it, and I see it, and I'm behind it as the awareness, recognizing how light, sound, vibration creation works. Light awareness, the thought, the image in the mind, becoming aware of the idea, the thought, that creates an emotion within the body, a vibration, and that vibration manifests into creation. Light, sound, vibration, creation. And that's the building blocks of this physical earth plane reality, which I'm so grateful to have the eye to see that now. Thanks to 5-MeO-DMT. I mean, thanks to many things. They all play a piece. Thanks to this life, I have found myself in a place of being able to come back to love again and again and again, and come back to peace in my soul. Even when I'm shivering and freezing and cold. Yeah, it's super beautiful. And I spend time around people, and they activate me, and they trigger me, and they piss me off, and they also expand me and remind me to open my heart and to release my mind and to release my projection and to release any hatred in my body and to release any separation psychosis that may be in my consciousness. And I'm so grateful for all my friends, for my family, for this life, for all the beautiful reflections I have to awaken within the dream. And I'm trying to bring it through in this like calmness, and my body's also shivering. And it's pretty cold. Yeah, Everything is here for us. Everything is here for you. Everything you need is in your reality. Because everything within you... I'm going to set this down so I stop shaking. Everything in your reality is a reflection of your vibration, and your vibration is a reflection of your belief systems. So it's super easy to awaken yourself in the dream and awaken to the truth of who you are in the dream, and decondition and deprogram yourself from all the fuckery and conditioning and programming we've went through in the life we've lived from all the stuff, really. But it's super easy because you look at your reality, through meditation and plant medicine. You don't have to use plant medicine. I love plant medicine. That's just the truth. Through meditation or plant medicine or whatever practice or avenue you choose to create a communion with your inner being, the non-physical God, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want it to look like or sound like, it doesn't matter. It's about creating that practice, that space to commune with the non-physical, to create that space between you, who you think you are, the body, the mind, the feelings, the emotions, the senses. We believe we're the senses. We create the space between the senses and who we really are by being in the emptiness, the seat of the observer. So when you create that space through these practices, which is what they're for, it's why they're here for us, we create that space, and then we begin to observe the manifested reality from the place of that space we've created through the practice, or practices. Through that space we've created, we then observe the reality, the emotions in the body, the belief systems, the suffering, the anger, the hatred, the fear, the striving, the stressing, all of that. You observe it from that place of wholeness, from that place of love, and you learn really, really quickly. And you grow and you expand, but you're not going anywhere and you're not doing anything. You're not healing. You're unlearning. You're remembering who you really are. The fullness of God. The light of God. Consciousness. All-knowing. Eternal, immortal. Source of creation. In a body focused so precisely on this form, on this body, through these senses, believing you're separate, believing I'm separate. And then you awaken from that through all of the stuff I already said. And then this all becomes a beautiful dance. And you still do life, you still live, you still go through it. You don't create your life to stop yourself from ever being triggered or ever being in dense realities or any of this. You don't restrict yourself from life or from people or from feeling deeply or from getting hurt, because you're not getting hurt. You're moving through the motions of life, feeling the waves through this sensory system. And it is expanding consciousness. Who you really are, who I really am, who God really is. And that is expanding through all of our bodies, through these sensory experiences of all of these people believing this consciousness, believing it is individual and separate, which creates this Maya, this great drama, this great dance of dream, of drama, of life. And through that contrast and through that suffering and through that love, and we expand consciousness in a way that it could never expand, knowing it is one, knowing it is whole, So there's no right or wrong, and we give thanks for the Maya and the dream, and we still dance within it, just we're awake, we're aware, and it looks a little different, and it's a lot more fun because you are aware of your role. You are awake in the dream. Love supreme, awake in the dream. I am the great I am that I am. And I throw myself off the cliff every single day, and I throw myself into situations every single day, and I do things that go against a lot of these spiritual teachings, a lot of these religious teachings, because I know the importance of life, of experiencing this life fully, of allowing ourselves to stay open to it all, and not restrict ourselves from the fullness of what this life has to offer, which is expansion in the non-physical. So we change our entire relationship with life itself. The entire meaning of life changes. It is like dying and resurrecting. This is what Jesus spoke about, I believe. Cut all the, in my perception, bullshit, mind control programming of limitation and doubt. The real teachings of the Christ, the real Essene gospel teachings, is very simple and clear. And this is the way. It's the eternal communion. It is dying to all that can die. It is dying to everything that has an expiration on it, which means it is dying to the physical world in the way of being in bondage to it, in the way of believing that there is an end, and you awaken to the truth of who you are: love, light of God, consciousness, pure, omnipresent, perfection, presence, emptiness. When you awaken, remember, have that divine dawning realization, everything within you that has an expiration date on it begins to die. It dies in that moment, but you go through this whole ascension process where all of this unravels through the physical world. So this is the importance of not restricting ourselves from life, because the realization happens, and then we get to play it all out through the dance. We get to play it out, dance it out. We get to move the energy, and the realization has already happened. But this is the spiritual bypassing, is where the ascension happens. And many people, and I did it, you restrict yourself from feeling certain things or experiencing certain things, and you create all these walls and you isolate yourself. You know, you kind of cushion your reality and only hang around people who, you know, may not trigger you, or challenge your reality or your belief systems. And there is so much expansion and playing out of our own internal karma, for lack of better words, our own internal programming or belief systems through these relations. So everything in your reality represents something within you, and everybody is playing that out with you. So when you have that realization and you begin to release everybody from the roles and your perception of who you think they are, and yourself from who you believe yourself to be, and you begin to be the observer of yourself and all these people around you, and see it more as a screen, a mirror. It's all just a holographic plasmic light field. You're not the field. The field is a reflection of your internal state of being. So just always see it as that, and it becomes this beautiful dance, this beautiful dance, really. Like, you learn how to work with it, to move with it, and to lean in and release the resistance and the fear to life. And it's just wonderful. Like, you get to create this how you want it to be, you know? It doesn't have to look any type of way, all because some people are doing it this way, all because some people are doing these practices or these practices. It doesn't mean you have to. You can go through this whole process without ever even putting a toe in spirituality, without ever even reading a book. I can count on my hands how many books I've ever read in my life. Like, almost everything I have come to within myself has been through living life, has been through direct experience with others, with life itself, with traveling, with listening to the calling of my heart and my soul, and it brings me